Your life, your blueprint, is given to you as a child. And what I mean by that is look at yourself and the things that you used to like to do. What was your personality like? What was the things that you like to do? For me, I always loved people. I always loved helping people. And I can remember as a little girl, she wasn't my blood grandmother, but I called her grandma, Grandma Noni. She used to tell me all the time, she said, Vicky, that's my nickname. She said, you rubbed me and it made me feel so much better. She used to tell me, she said, you need to be a doctor. Well, come to find out, that is one of my strengths, is helping people heal by touch. And sometimes just being around someone or just talking with them. That is my gift. And that gift didn't really awaken inside of me knowingly until I was much older, in my late 40s. But I've always worked in healthcare and trying to help other people. But it really did not hit me until my late 40s. So look back on your life and try to figure out, if you're still wondering where you belong in life, what your passion is, look back as a child and just try to figure out, what was it that you liked to do? Was you a little boy that liked to play mechanic on your cars and today you just can't figure yourself out? Go back to that little boy. Was you a little girl that liked to get empty pots and fill it up with dirt and put weeds in it and thought you grew a flower? You might be a gardener. Just, look at yourself, look at your life. And some of us, we don't spring up and sprout until we're much older, but, it takes life challenges and wisdom to grow inside of you to even figure these things out. If you're trying to figure out, are you a curse breaker in your family? You've heard that phrase, curse breaker. Figure out what person in your life, in your family line, took a different route in life. And is that other family members taking that route? Now, let's just say everybody worked at a factory or a machine shop, but you have an aunt or a mother or someone who took a different route, decided to work in healthcare, or decided maybe in school they was in ROTC and your family decided to go in the military. These are curse breakers. They're breaking the curse, the generational curse of maybe poverty or working in a factory. Maybe you have someone that took up spiritual work, and maybe the next person is going to be a pastor or be a practitioner of some sorts. These are curse breakers. They're breaking the mold. They're breaking the tradition. And honey, do they go through a lot to break that tradition, to break that curse. So if you're one of those, give yourself a pat on the back, honey, and give thanks to that ancestor that is still alive or not, because they broke something in their family line. And it wasn't just for them. It was for the next generation. Never in my life would I ever have dreamed that I would be where I'm at today. The amount of suffering, the amount of pain, mental, physical, spiritual. I mean, you just name it. I went through it. And where I'm at today is not the same person. In the year of 2022, I said enough. I couldn't handle it anymore, from the stress, everything that I was going through. So I started changing myself. I started getting closer to God, started getting off medications, pain medications, and then my eyes started to open. 2023, I met my first spiritual teacher. She helped me quantum leap into a new reality. She helped me change the way I spoke about myself. My children, especially my daughter, she would tell me, Mama, don't say you're sick. Back then, I couldn't understand it. because I'm the kind of person you have to kind of tell me, like, tell me why I can't understand I'm not sick. Because my body's telling me something different, you know? But it took a teacher, a quantum healing teacher, to really help me understand. I was struggling with over 23 medical diagnoses at one time. Now, there's other ways that these happened to me. They didn't just pop up like that. A lot of it was stress. A lot of it was what I was going through for a very long time. And I couldn't figure myself out. I couldn't figure my way out of it. And then I started meeting other teachers. And this last teacher, she is helping me understand myself spiritually, like the changes that I'm going through. And she doesn't give you the answers, but she helps you direct you to the answer. You have to really do the work to get the answer. You have to be willing and ready to make that change. And you have to be willing and ready to do all the work that comes with it. Separation from everyone. Separation from what you thought was. And understand that everything in life was not done to you, but done for you, for this very moment of your graduation. That moment that you went through all of what you went through, the abuse, the destruction, the loss of finances, everything is for a purpose. And it's not just for you to keep inside. It's for you to express how you went through, how you got through it. Because you're not the only one. When I first got healed, I ain't gonna say healed completely, but I healed enough for me to get out of bed and, do a lot more. Why did I meet an undercover evil witch? And when I say undercover, she was undercover. She may be listening today. But she didn't tell me who she was. She just was really eager to meet me. I was kind of curious as why, but hey, I got like that, right? I thought I was good, spiritually. But you know what? Meeting this woman and her family, it only was another lesson for me. Because I was very naive, and very loving. Like I didn't hold back from people. I just gave people me. So it was just easy for me to give people myself, like, compassion and love. I didn't work out of evil, but honey, I met evil. I met evil under the cover, honey. And I'm not talking about in the bed. I'm talking about these people is secretly under the cover, working in society, acting like they're here to help others, but in secret they was destroying others. And I just happened to be one to come across them. But that lesson taught me boundaries. It taught me to open up my spiritual senses. It taught me the connection and how important ancestors are. And that makes me want to cry so bad. Not all ancestors are good ancestors. But that one day that my life was nearly taken, the ancestors I know was with me. It was so funny. I got singing a song, The Ancestors Anthem, by Larissa Goslin, I think is her name. I love that song. I love it. I was singing karaoke, the ancestor song. I was given a cup of coffee, and I never take a drink. But the mother asked me if I would like to have a cup of coffee. And I did. And I took one sip. I prayed over. I took one little sip. My carotid artery started hurting. I said, no, surely this old lady would not have done this to me. No, they wouldn't have done this. Then the next little sip went down. And honey, it was pain. I said, come on now. Really, I think this is just all in my head. So I had to take one more little sip. And honey, that one took the cake. Excuse me, took the cake. I literally stood up. No lie. I stood up. And when I did, that coffee came out of the cup by itself. By itself. Yeah, I acted like I was all good. I acted like I was calm. I walked up out of that house and I never returned. I blocked everybody in there, because I automatically knew what was going on. Because I was already getting messages about these people. You know, whew, did I get messages? And I'm just intuitive hits. But because of my loving self, I didn't want to believe that. I really love these people. I love the energy, the excitement, the happiness and the joy that they brought together. But there was something that was hidden. Then, before that happened, I started getting some of the hits of the hidden energy. The little girl there was drawing pictures of angels. I love angels. I work with the angel realm. Okay, but not this angel realm. No, this angel realm was demonic. It hit me. I said, oh, Lord. These folks is working with the daggum devil. I don't work with Satan. I work with God, the Holy Spirit, heaven's realm. I work with the angels of heaven's realm. Ones of light, not ones who's going to destroy your life. So, I acted like I was cool that day. And I walked out and I never returned. I blocked everybody. Everybody that I knew that was involved or in that category. Block. Now, intuition is something everybody needs to have. But when you're traumatized and your memories and your brain does not function correctly until you release stuff and go through shadow work and healing work, it's hard to pick up those things. So I got a phone call, I got a message, and all of a sudden, God wouldn't let me listen. When I tell you, my ears hurt so bad just listening to the message. I immediately deleted it. I said, oh, hell no. You ain't finna send me no mess through the phone on my ears and finna listen to this mess. No. These mother suckers are evil. They, behind my back, they completely destroyed my business, my healing business, where I live. Completely. They had 2 men to come to see me, acting like they wanted help. During those visits, I didn't realize what they was throwing at me. I'm suspecting that one guy, he must have been some type of worker, a practitioner of some kind. Because his question to me was, who do I pray to? Or how do I work myself up out of stuff? Now, let me tell you something, buddy. I only pray to heaven's realm. And that's who I get to fight for me. But he couldn't believe it. Now, there's a quote. There's a quote in the Bible. It's in Psalms 105, verse 15, and 1 Chronicles 16:22. It says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Now, everybody that has this gift may not look like a prophet in your eyes, but that's why God uses some people undercover. Like undercover checking you out. You think you're checking them out? No, honey. They're there checking you out. You see, you don't know the contract between God and that prophet or person that came into y'all's life what the contract really was. I guess it's right now you probably listening, maybe you got a new account and you listening to this. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the contract was that you lost, my dear. It was for me to help y'all. You thought y'all was supposed to help me, right? I was there to help you guys come out of the demonic contract that you and your lineage had signed over. But because you guys tried to kill me, I removed myself from that environment because I was no longer safe. Now, 3 women worked against me. The mother, the daughter-in-law. I'm not doing anything against you because I don't have to. But you completely tried to destroy me, sending me demonic spirits to me, my home, on my body. Do you know how hard, how heavy and painful it is to hold a demon on your back? If you don't know, maybe you're finna learn. But it's painful. Extremely painful. Do you know how hard it is to lose a business that you love doing? And that business I have, and the healing business, was not just for myself. It was for others. Others. Now, you not only destroyed my business, my income, you destroyed other people getting their healing. Yes. So there's no telling how many people's lives you actually destroyed. So that's on you also, right? My marriage was already rocky. Oh, baby, you made it even more. Yeah, you did. You did that. So you got to pay for that also. Oh, the health concerns. Oh, Lord. If you come sick and you can't find out why, 9 times out of 10, somebody sent you something. Yeah, they did that to me also. They did that to a nearly healed healer to make them even sicker so they couldn't help others heal. And these are people in our community leaders. I'm not going to give up your name. I don't have to. Because the big man inside, upstairs, up high, in the clouds, inside your soul, saw everything. He felt everything. She, yeah, felt everything. Seen each and every one of you. How you acted, how you treated one of his children that was here on assignment, trying to help others. Oh, not only that, they worked through my kids too. Yeah, my children. They made sure that they alienated me. Yeah. They worked through they did everything they could to destroy me. Everything. But I am a fighter and I don't give up. And this too shall pass. They also did something and caused my husband to have a car accident. Yeah, they tried to kill him also. Not only that, get this. The same man that hit my husband was the same man that almost killed my son at the job. You understand me? The same demonic entity that nearly killed my son on a derailment is the same man that nearly killed my husband on the road. Now, let me tell you about the next attack of a person that I met. This next attack was someone I met on the internet. Me and her got along really good. But I noticed that every time we got off a conversation, how bad I felt. I mean, I felt horrible. I felt like somebody was sucking the life off of me. And she was like, well, if you can't handle my energy, how are you going to handle everybody else's? I'm like, I have never felt nobody that felt this horrible in my life. So I blocked her. Yep, I'm quick to block now. Yep, I don't take no bull crap no more, okay? So if you get blocked, you're blocked. And you're blocked for a good reason. So if you ever come across someone and when they leave, it feels like your soul is being sucked off of you, just know that they sent a demonic demon to you to suck your life force energy off of you to use it for themselves. I know it sounds crazy, girl, boy. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. It happened to me. I'm living proof of it. She would take a mirror and look into my life. Now, okay, scrying, cool. You do that. Just don't do that bullshit on me every single day. Okay? I felt every moment this girl came into my energy. I felt it. I knew it was because her signature energy left an imprint on me. This person acted very nice. Again, a nice person, nice to me, smiled at me, was friendly to me. But in the background, she was working against me because she wanted my energy, my energetic field, my birth blueprint. No, you can't have it. It's not for sale. It's not for free. My energy belonged to me. Do you know how long I had to fight just to come back to me? And you think you finna take it when I just now got it back? No, I'm going to fight for me. My spirit team is going to fight for me. I finally met the right teacher, the right group. And it took a lot of spiritual warfare for me to go through to get here. And I made it. I'm not saying it's over. It's never over. We live in a spiritual realm, so it's always going to be something. But I have literally fought to be in this realm, even since my mother's womb, when she was in a very bad car accident. Nearly, could have killed them, but the person that hit them, she died. When she died, or when I was born, when I came out of my mother's womb, if anyone wore glasses, I could not stand to be around them because my mom told me that I would scream and cry. They had to take their glasses off. So that tells me that we, babies, as babies, can see through the mother's womb what's going on. So that must have left a very traumatic imprint on me. Being alone nearly my whole entire life. I mean, I've had friends, but never really had people to stay. I never really talked or held conversations till I was like the age of 23. All of this was spiritual. Not knowing the calling on my life that I had. And some of the people that has worked against me, they didn't know it either. Or maybe they did, maybe they wanted to get it themselves, but they didn't realize what kind of work I do, how much prayer and time I spend with God. And it's not just God that knows me. Let me just give you a rundown. I think it was 2023. I think it could have been in the end of 2022, into 23. Ra. I met Ra in the sky at the throne. Was it Ra? Was it God? I don't know. It was one of them. One and the same. Okay? Here I go. He gave me a message. Okay? I got that message on another video. Then, I'm the kind of person, I love to dig in the ground, okay? That's my childhood memories, digging and playing in dirt. So here I am digging, playing in dirt on my land. I found a rock with the eye of Ra on this rock. On my land. Yes. Another instance. I love to sing Oya Oh, yeah. Anyways, I love to sing. She came to visit. She's an African deity. Now, I'm not Ifa. I'm not that religion. But I do love the music. I love how they sing. I love it. It just moves something in me. Maybe there's a connection there. I don't know. But um, she came to me through the wind. I knew nothing of her at this time that she came. I didn't even know who she was. But she came through the wind, and I heard the name. I had to look it up. Ever since then, I've been in love with her. Been in love with it. Then another day, I was outside, and I love to take pictures, and I love to look at things inside the pictures, if you get what I'm saying. But at the time, I really couldn't see like I can now. But I did pull up a picture. There was 2 wise men, but the third wise man was not even human. It was an alien. Yeah, it was real. It's an alien. Was that the third wise man? I don't know. I couldn't tell you it was, but I know he was there. Another time, I'm in a room. I felt something. I took a picture. It was a picture. It was Jesus, his image smiling at me. I've showed it to several people around me. They've seen it also. And on my hand was angels. A handful of angels. Then one day I went to the casino. Okay? That's my sin. Using my husband's money to gamble because he likes for me to gamble his money. Not me liking to gamble with my money because I don't like to lose, but he likes to play and he likes for me to play. But this day we was there. This lady runs into me and she starts talking all nice and sweet to me. And of course, here I go. Open up. You know what I'm talking about? No boundaries. She touches me. Not hugs me, not shakes my hand. She touches my hand, y'all. I woke up in the middle of the night with my shoulder blades where angel wings would be burnt with blisters, y'all. Blisters. For several weeks, I would wake up with blisters. Another freaking witch. I had nothing against the witch. Hell, we need them in some kind of way, but that gum. Don't come after people. That's so wrong. Coming after innocent people and doing that to people. I would never do that to anybody. One night I was asleep, or one morning I was getting ready to wake up. Before I opened my eyes, I seen Callie Ma. She came to visit. Nothing else, nothing after that, but she just came to visit. I saw her face, her tongue out at me, looking at me. And I don't know what this means, but another time I was looking out inside my room and I saw a figure. And it looked like a black man with a hat, a very tall hat, in the corner of my bedroom. I took a picture, looked it up. The only thing I come up with, it was Papa Elegba. Now maybe he came because he is also known as I'm reading this from Google, a highly respected spirit in Haitian voodoo and New Orleans voodoo, known as the Master of the Crossroads. Now, that also means he also was over mediumship and spiritual opening. Maybe he came for that. I don't know. But I also became a medium. It's in my bloodline. So, it opened up in me. And also, whenever I joined the Tao, they did tell me that I would be a channeler for the divine. So, maybe that's why he came to visit. But no, I don't practice that. But I am, very gifted in spiritual abilities from long suffering and hereditary. But I'm just very thankful to be where I am today. Like I said, I have been visited by many. This last one recently was with Lord Shiva. He came to visit. He showed up. I felt his spirit come through and he stood in front of me. These things are real. The spiritual realm. The things that we cannot see. The ones that came to see me was here to help guide me on my way in my spiritual path. These people knew that I worked alone, that I was by myself, that I didn't have a physical backup. But they had no idea who worked behind me, who was protecting me, who had my back, because they didn't see them. They didn't realize the spiritual ranking that I was trying to get to, that was already written. I may not be everywhere where I'm supposed to be, need to be, but I'm on my path. And I do have backup now. I always have. Never been alone. My dear friend Christian, she's passed on now. She used to read my palm for me and tarot. But she used to read my palm and she told me, she said, Victoria, you have a guardian angel, but your guardian angel changes. I said, why is that? She said, I don't know. I can't understand it. But now I do. It comes with more force, more protection, more guidance. So now I'm having to build myself back up from ground zero. I know this path is worth it. It is what I love to do. Very passionate about it. And when you have a passion, nobody can stop you. Nothing can stop you. So thank you for listening. Come back for more stories. Please like, share, comment if you would like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening, and talk with you next time.